a lot of people are arguing that the black community create this language. They're trying to push it as a language now. Like, and it's like, who is going to stop somebody that's not black from saying dead ass?
Humans are so contradictory.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said is contradictory too, is that they want it to be used in a corporate setting. But if you want to be able to use it in a corporate setting, naturally other races are going to pick it up and start to use it. So how are you going to say other races can't use it, but you want to be able to
Use it in front of them?
setting?
Exactly.
Yeah, so you introduced me to a topic this week, something new I'd never heard of, and that was the African American vernacular English. So, we engage in this type of dialogue every day.
Every single day.
Every single day we engage in it. And when you first sent it to me, I was like, what is this? What are you talking about? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh, I say stuff like this every day. And back when we were ironically 13, 14, maybe a little bit before that, we were told, no, you don't need to talk like that. You need to talk in standard English so people can understand you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so the African American vernacular English is a language that has been derived from, it's said to be Ebonics. It's also debated of who actually created the language. Is it current Gen Z or is it derived from back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
Last thing I'll say about it, and I'll turn over to you with a question, is it's also being said that non-blacks cannot use this language.
Oh God.
So with that being said, Sticks, what are your thoughts on AAVE?
Bro. So the reason why I brought this up is because number one, it's like you said, it's derived from Ebonics, and it's derived from bad or incorrect English, which is why you said back in the day, our parents used to say, nah, like when you around people and when you speaking, people speak in good English. Like don't say
Yep.
we bout to, or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like, so because we have to make sure that in certain situations we're presenting ourselves well. So words like these, and a lot of these words are things that everybody can say. I don't think it's anything that I would say some of them, but well, honestly, all of them, honestly, but
all of them,
honestly, but it's like, I feel like this is something that we because a lot of people are arguing that the black community created this language. They're trying to push it as a language now. Like, and it's like, who is going to stop somebody that's not black from saying dead ass? Who's going to stop somebody who is not black from saying woke? Who is going to stop somebody who's not black for saying cap? Who cares, bro? Who honestly cares? I mean, it's like there were a couple of people that are major streamers, and I'm pretty sure I don't think you watch a lot of YouTube or even streams or Twitch for that matter. But there was a couple of streamers who were not black that were trying to be canceled for saying no cap or no kizzy.
They were trying to get canceled.
They were trying to cancel or the minority community. I'm not just
Oh,
gonna say
they were
black.
trying to cancel.
They were trying to cancel this. It was an Asian girl and a white boy who was saying no cap on their stream, and the minority community were trying to cancel them for using AAVE. Okay. Like, what, bro? Like, come on, man. Like, us as a community, we're taking this way too far. It is honestly not that serious, bro. Like, I can't even see any. I'm looking at the list of words here now. Like, period, as fuck, child, bae, boo, sus, simp, hella. Like, come on, bro. Fam. People can't say fam. Like, I don't understand, bro. And like, I don't get it. Me personally, I don't understand. Like, everybody can say these words in different situations. And it's not even to say that people who are not in our community didn't grow up in similar situations as our community. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They probably, it's probably a lower majority of those people who have, but if they grew up around people like us that say these words, and this is now in their environment, people are a product of their environment. So
Mhm.
if this is in their environment, they're automatically going to be a sponge, and those things are going to be indoctrinated within them. So, is me personally, as long as they don't say the GA or hard R, I'm good. I don't personally care. As long as they don't
Yeah.
say that, I'm cool, bro. Like, you can speak, be who you are, dog. Like, we don't need to try to keep other people from saying different things. And if that's the case, then let's not just stop there. The term dead ass originated in New York. So if you ain't from New York, don't say dead ass, right? If we gonna stop there, like, come on, bro. Like, let's not do this, bro. Like, this is just a way of separating and splitting people apart again, bro. And this shit is dumb to me. What you think?
And you know how I feel about that. I can't stand. I mean, in some regard, we have to be separate, but in most regard, we don't have to be separate in any type of category that they put us in, other than male, female. We don't have to be separated. Like religion separates us, class separates us,
Mm-hmm.
our racial the construct of race separates us, and it's done intentionally. So I don't think this needs to be the case. How I feel about it is, I really don't know how to feel about it. On one hand, it's like it's great we get to communicate how we've been communicating with all of our close friends and relatives for the longest, and it's official. It has some order to it. On the other hand, our parents told us back in the day not to talk like this and to learn how to communicate with um, those outside of our race
Mm-hmm.
so that we can present ourselves in a great fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it's like I really don't know how to feel, but I do have a couple of questions. If we are gonna, take this to the full extent, the
What's
questions
good?
that I have is, what's the ultimate goal of this, for making this an official language? Are we going to continue to use this as a way to communicate with our friends on social medias,
Mm-hmm.
or whenever we link up, or are there plans to make it more widely used? Which we know right now they're saying other races can't use AAVE. Um, how do we officially teach it? If we're going to use it, how do we officially teach it?
Right.
Right. And then the other one is, why are other races discouraged with using it? My last question would be, do we want it to be our own code language? So, like back in slavery time, they had ways in which they communicated with each other. Cornrows was a way they communicated the map
Mm-hmm.
for how to run the freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Songs used to be a way in how they communicated to, do such things, and why they told us that we couldn't read and write. So is it going to be our code language? Is that the intent, so that we can have open conversations right in front of somebody about something that we intend to do?
Mm-hmm.
What is the ultimate goal of this? Is my question.
So
Uh,
this is what I think the ultimate goal is, and just kind of seeing a couple of videos on this and doing some research and reading some articles on things. It's the ultimate goal is not to make this thing widespread. The ultimate goal, from what I've researched, this is what I've seen from a couple of articles and videos, is that the the black community is trying to keep it
mhm,
for themselves. That's
mhm,
the ultimate goal. They're not trying to teach it to nobody else. They don't want nobody else to use it. They don't. It should be just ours and ours alone.
mhm,
That's what the ultimate goal is. Which is why they tried to cancel Valkyrie. That was the Asian girl who used no cap. They tried to cancel XQC for saying no cap. That was the white guy that
mhm,
used no cap. They tried to cancel these two people for using these things on stream, and it's like, it's not that serious. But as far as teaching it, they don't want to. Of course, I just
mhm,
said that. But as far as it's they're trying to make it to where us as people, the black community, we can use this in professional settings as well.
mhm,
Because it was an article that I was going to actually have it up right here, where there were a couple that let me make sure I say this right. But the state news back in, well, shoot, a couple of days ago, actually, they did an article with a couple of black guys and a couple of black girls. Some people in the black community where they get tired of code switching. You know what code switching
Hmm.
is?
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Going
I
going
code switch all
from
the time.
going from AAVE to proper English, right?
Hmm.
And they're trying to get AAVE to be acceptable within professional settings, and that doesn't make any sense to me. Like that's another goal of this thing is of AAVE to be
So,
more socially acceptable in professional settings. I don't understand why they would want to do that. This is
so
literally improper slang English that we're using. So why would you want to use this at your, I can use, my job is a little bit more free. I can go up to my manager and say, "What's up, bro?" I can say that to him. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? He's not gonna say nothing about it. It's a little bit more free. But like whenever you in the corporate world and you higher up that ladder, like you may be a CEO or something like that, that this is not the type of language you need to be using in those settings,
But
honestly.
my thing,
But it's all
yeah,
about
my thing
relationships
though,
too. Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. But so this is my thing, and remember before we got on, I talked about the contradictory, like our humans are so contradictory.
Mm-hmm.
What you just said is contradictory too, is that they want it to be used in a corporate setting. But if you want to be able to use it in a corporate setting, naturally, if you have it used in a corporate setting, other races are going to pick it up and start to use it. So how are you going to say other races can't use it, but you want to be able to use
Use
it
it
in a
in front of
corporate
them.
setting? That's
Exactly.
that's weird
It
to
doesn't
me.
make any sense, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, again, it's great because it means that obviously, as we know, hip hop is in the main front, is so mainstream right now,
For sure.
and is the it thing as far as genre of music is concerned, that
For sure.
everybody is trying to embrace it. But when you tell a certain group of people that they can't use language other than like derogatory terms to talk, then it's like, what are we really doing? Imagine, and this is a bad example because there are black French people, there are black Spanish people, but
Mm-hmm.
imagine if those languages said black people couldn't use their language. How
True.
would we feel about that?
Exactly. Like
You know,
if the Spanish people came out and said, "Oh, you can't speak Spanish no more,"
right? I mean,
everybody,
come on
all
now.
black people who speak Spanish, we're gonna cancel you. Come on,
Yeah,
bro.
it's
Like it. Come on, man. Like it's so dumb, and it's like people say that AAVE is largely misunderstood as bad or incorrect English, but it literally is.
yeah,
That's literally what it is. It's not misunderstood to be bad. It is bad language.
not all of
I
it.
mean, but no, but okay. Put it in perspective, right? The
Mhm,
word. Hold on, let me go back to my notes. The word woke, right? It's
mhm,
not technically bad or misspelled or bad language, but in the terms that we use the word, it's bad language. Or it
mhm,
may be even like fam. That's not bad language. Or ghetto or ION. I don't want to. That's bad
mhm.
language. Like child. That's bad language. Like
But what? So I don't think it's bad language because like I don't. That's just a southern drawl
for I
that
don't. Yeah, right.
right that was pushed. I mean, because I also read that the roots of this AAVE stemmed from southern dialect,
Mm-hmm.
and so the misconception has always been with somebody that speaks country or has a southern dialect, not all but most,
Mm-hmm.
they're uneducated. And
Very.
that's
That's
not
true. That's
and
not
that's
always
not
the
the
case.
case.
It's not. That's
That's
not.
not
That's not.
always the case.
Not always the
So
case.
so that's why I said what I said, and stopped you where you were, because then we can go down a rabbit hole of
I mean, we can, but at the same time, is it not? Is ebonics and slang not proper English though? Like,
no, it is. So you're right. It is not.
right?
But
That's what I'm
but
saying.
Ebonics was like we be, stuff like that. That
No,
was what Ebonics was.
but this is a part of that though.
Yeah, it stems from Ebonics. You're right. I'm not
Yeah,
saying you're wrong.
yeah.
I'm trying to safeguard you from saying like it's improper English because of how it is pronounced. When
I
the
feel
most
you. I feel you on
the
that.
majority of the words that we're talking about in AAVE right now, or the other term for it was Black English. The majority of the terms that in Black English stem from Southern dialect,
Agreed.
and both of us are from the South. Our dialect isn't heavy Southern, but there are times where we well intend to say a word correctly and it doesn't
It
come
doesn't
out
come
how it's
out right.
supposed to.
I agree.
Exactly. So
I agree.
so yeah, I was just trying to safeguard you from
I just
continue to go that
I
route.
agree. I just feel like we're taking it a little bit too far in a sense that other people can't say these words, and these words should be acceptable in professional settings and business settings and stuff like that. I don't agree with that.
Mhm,
But I do agree with the fact that it should be a little bit more acceptable because that's just the way some people talk. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Like I say dead ass, head ass. I say throw. I say extra. I don't say period because that's kind of I don't say that shit. But I
mhm.
say let's get lit. I say stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I won't go into a business meeting with my vice president of sales at
Mhm.
Enterprise and say, "Yo, we about to get lit up in this meeting. What's good with y'all?" I wouldn't do that.
All right. All right. No, I agree with you on that.
You know what I'm saying? It's lit as
There
fuck in here. Like, what the
yeah,
fuck? What would
yeah,
I
yeah.
say that for?
It's a we tell our kids all the time it's just a place for it's a place and a time and
Time and
place for
place for everything. Yep.
and I don't think talking to your vice president like that is going to help your case to move up in the corporate world. Some people want to, some people don't want to,
Right.
but it may be there may be a environment for you to talk to your peers like that, and it happens more than we know already. You know,
Hmm.
we do talk to our work peers like that, and then we don't go as heavy into it as we do, like, say, for instance, me and you, how we talk, or
Hmm.
how you and some of your other close friends talk. We might not go that heavy, but every once in a while, we let some AAVE slide off, pop off in
For
the
sure.
workplace, as evidenced by a couple of Twitter threads that I have seen saying that Bob from work from accounting hit me with let's spin the block.
Spin the block.
Yeah, like,
I
I
saw that
mean,
one too. I saw that one too.
it obviously happens more than we like to realize. And I'm with you. Your initial statement is how we're going to tell somebody that they can't use lit, they can't use fam, or whatever the term may be. These
Right.
terms aren't derogatory. They're not harming anybody. They don't have any roots in hatred or racism. So let's not hinder anybody from continue to embrace our culture, because that's ultimately what we want. We want people to embrace our
Embrace
culture.
us.
Now we
Right.
don't want them to steal it,
Facts.
as and that is, I think, that is one of the complexities of this AAVE is, you know, stuff that we've created in this country and built in this country has been stolen from us and then later ultimately profited on. So
Hmm.
that could be a reason for why they don't want
That's a lot of the
people
argument. Yeah,
outside,
you're right.
yeah, people outside the race to do it. But my thing is, and I know people gonna hate me for saying this, it almost feels like, and you can tell that our people don't own much of anything in this country, and so whatever we can cling on to and hold on to, we safeguard it and say nobody else can have access to it
I
because
agree
we
with you.
don't have anything else.
I agree with you, bro.
um yeah, so I just it's again, I go back to my original thought. I don't know how to feel about this. Like,
Yeah.
I'm happy that it is starting to be widely accepted,
Hmm.
but then I'm like, well, we were told not to speak like this when we were younger, and then you're also telling large a large part of the population, that they can't use the language. So it then further silos the language within our culture.
Agreed. I think my final wisdom on it would be it's just like you said, man. Imitation is the highest form of flattery. So if it's really that serious, take it as a compliment for real. Like,
Hmm.
you know, people, and like I said earlier, people are a product of their environment. If you have a mixed environment, a mixed community, people are going to pick up different things from different people. I
Hmm.
pick up stuff from my Caucasian friends. I pick up stuff from my Hispanic friends. I pick up stuff from my Indian friends, my Asian friends. Like, I pick up a lot of things from different people. So like a lot of vernacular is going to cross.
Hmm.
I got coworkers at work who are white that say dead ass and no cap and fam and stuff like that. They say that. I don't get
There's nothing
offended
wrong
by it.
with it.
There's
All
nothing
right.
wrong with that to me. You know what I'm saying? And just like I said, as long as they don't say
You know
A or hard R, I'm
what we
cool.
about to talk
Say
about.
how you exactly. Say how you speak. How you speak. I honestly don't care. Like
Hmm.
I'm a very free person. I don't, you know what I'm saying, I don't take a lot of things seriously unless I'm very much disrespected. So as long as you don't
Hmm.
disrespect me, be who you are, dog. That's how I feel.
And so before we end the segment, I want you just said something that kind of sparked a thought in my head. Is do you think um, a lot of those that say they created AAVE, do you think they are offended because others are trying to utilize something that we created? And maybe I should be a little bit deeper with the question. Do you think they are being offended because as soon as we create something,
Mm-hmm.
it's taken from us
Mm-hmm.
and utilized? An example would be the last 2 years, especially during the pandemic, when these challenges were created
Mm-hmm.
and done by black creators,
Mm-hmm.
it would be diminished, and then a white creator would come and do the exact same thing, and it would get glorified.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's why
I think
we're probably seeing?
I think that's a lot of the argument. And then I saw another video where a young lady was explaining AAVE, and she was saying if you haven't been through the struggle, you shouldn't be able to use the language. So a
Mhm,
lot of people are wrapping it into a lot of different things. As far as if you haven't come from the background that we've come from, then don't
mhm,
try to steal what we've created or what we know.
mhm,
But it's got a lot to do with, just the, like you said, man, there's a lot of things we don't own in this country, in this world, and then the one thing that we feel like we have in our back pocket and it tries to get glorified by a different race or a different community, now we got to hold on tight to it and we can't let it
mhm.
go. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, like I said, man, it's one of those things where just don't be disrespectful. As
Right.
long as you're not being disrespectful, speak how you speak. You know what I'm saying? And then we good. We have to code switch. Everybody does
Mhm.
it. Everybody, literally everybody code switches. I'm speaking like this to my boy D'Lo right now. This is my boy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't pressed, or it's hella cool in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't sus. You know what I'm saying? But
Uh,
but I'm
my
dead
man
ass
running
gonna
down the
talk like
list.
this. You see what I'm saying? Because it's lit and we finna do the rest of this episode. But when I'm with my job, I'm going to talk in a professional manner, and I'm going to make sure that they understand exactly what I'm saying and where I'm coming from, because this is my job. So we have to code
Mhm.
switch. So don't take it that seriously, dog. Just don't take it
Right.
that. Is what I'm saying.
I agree. I couldn't even add anything new to what you said. It's exactly how I feel. We all code switch. Is it flattering that we're telling people we have to tell people they can't use something that we created? Yeah, to a degree, but
Well, I guess I see what you mean by that. I see what
yeah,
you mean
to
by
a degree, because that again, it just means that people are trying to embrace our culture. But when you do things like that, you better be prepared for backlash
that.
and
Mhm.
attention, and people to use it anyway, just because they
Just because
can,
they're
and you
saying
can't
it,
tell them
because
not
you're
to.
telling them not to. Exactly.
Right. So yeah, I really can't add anything else to what you said other than that.
For sure. But again, if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns about this topic, please drop it in the comments. We try to respond to everybody that's down there. And before we get to the next one, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. Let us know what your thoughts are on AAVE. Do you use it in your everyday conversations? Do you not use it? Do you want to know more about the words that are a part of AAV or the phrases that are part of AAV? Let us know. We're happy to have a conversation with you in the comments. It's complex because he is a kid and he has to learn the hard way that as a high profile recruit, his life is under constant microscope.
Constant, for sure.
On the flip side of that, he also has to know that he can't say stuff like that just freely.
That is that word is revered so much of a taking a negative and turning it into a positive. That's
Right.
you know what I'm saying, and that's how it's AAVE. That's how we talk to our people. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And it's like we will our people will never stop saying that word.